Hello everyone, my name's Ian. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, In Brief Book and Film Reviews. If this is your first time on my channel, I'd just like to say welcome. If you've been here before, I'd just like to say thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. So today I'm going to give you a book review of a phenomenal book that I rate personally, In Brief Book and Film Reviews, rating a 10 out of 10. The reason I do is not because it's president, because I'm from Ireland and this book is about Irish language and culture. It's because the person who wrote this is a phenomenal person, a great advocate of promoting the Irish language, and what she put into it was her heart and soul within this book, and she did it through her knowledge, her studies, and just amazing grace and time that she put into it, and that it really is right up my street when it comes to learning and stuff, and that when you have a subject that you're interested in and stuff, and that you just want to just jump into this book straight away, and that, you know, if you have a genre of books that you like to read, and that I'm sure you feel the same way, whatever it is and stuff, and that action, fiction, whatever it is, you always want to jump in and get stuck into the books. This is exactly what I did with this book. This book is by a lovely lady called Laura Pakenham, and this book is called Irish History, Culture Through the Language. So the Irish word for Irish is Gaeilge. So national language is Gaeilge, and it's the constitutional language, the first language in the constitution. And that, so Irish is the first language, English is the second language. However, obviously, as a nation struggling for independence and stuff, and that, we have kind of shied away from, since we've been independent, we've shied away from kind of promoting the language and stuff. You have warrioresses and warriors like Laura who really put it out there and promote the language. Laura is a great personality within the Irish scenes and stuff, and that she works with TG Cahir, which is a national station within Ireland, promoting the Irish language. She also is a phenomenal TikToker who creates great content for people who struggle with the Irish, struggle with confidence and stuff. She's always smiling, she's always happy, she's just such a vibrant, effervescent person, that, you know, and just someone who you just love to be around as much as possible, and that, you know, she's a great person and stuff. The book has 400 pages of phenomenal knowledge, and it was published in 2025, on the tail end of 2025, I'm pretty sure. It's by Simon & Schuster and Adams Media. It was released on the publishers. So as I said before, I would score this a 10 out of 10, and that from my In Brief Book and Film Reviews ratings. So this basically, Laura came into where I work, my workplace and stuff, and we got chatting. I recognised her and asked her if she was that person, and that I spoke just briefly a few sentences to her in Irish and stuff, and she replied back, like, you know, like with the Irish, and that it's like, as someone who is not fluent in Irish, because I even though I was born in Ireland and I was raised here till about 7.5, 8 years of age, I actually did all my studying and never abroad in a different country, primary school and secondary school. I never returned until I was 22, way past my education and stuff and that. So yeah, so it's great to hear people who can speak it fluently, and I always try and pop as much as in. If I know that you're Gaeilge or an Irish speaker, and I'm seeing you on a daily basis, you can be damn sure I'm going to speak Gaeilge to you, and that's as simple as that, you know. I know you're not behaved to have a proficient conversation with you in that, but I'll do my best, and most Gaeilgers that I've ever come across, and that they'll always credit you for doing that if you was to do it also as well. We have a bit of a mixed opinion in Irish. There's a large percent of the population who are very ignorant towards the Irish language and wanting to learn it, but there's also a good percentage of the population. Also, as well, there's a large percentage of the youth now who are learning it. They want to revive the language back as much as possible, and they're really getting involved in it. There's these things called pop-up Gaeltachts in regional areas and stuff all throughout the country, and that they pop up, and they try and get people to immerse themselves within the Irish language, contacts and stuff, and it's great to see. Laura is definitely 100% a promoter of that, and she's such a good person that when it comes to having a talk to and that, and her knowledge, in-depth knowledge of it, she is I would say Mrs. Rain Woman, Gaeilge, Gaeilge Rain Woman, a Bosch the band. When it comes to the Irish one, she just knows everything about it, inside, outside, and it's great to see. So basically, what it does is Laura, I keep saying Lauren. Sorry, Laura gives these sentences like 5 a bit. Okay, so if you're reading that, you're gonna try and pronounce it in English and that. But so what she does is she gives you the phonical way of spelling it. Okay, 5 a bit. So Irish is, a lot of people confuse Irish when they think Irish is like English. It's not. It's a completely different language altogether. English is not the same as German, and German is not the same as Spanish. Chinese not the same as Japanese, and so forth and so on. But a lot of people have that opinion, oh, why doesn't it sound more like English? Well, because it's not English. It's spelled completely different than that, written and pronounced completely different than that. So she gives the Irish of it 5 a bit, gives the phonical spelling in English, and then she gives you the translation of what it is, and then she gives you an in-depth way of, say, incorporating it in your social time with people and stuff, and that it's really good because there's 400 pages, and if you were to take every sentence in this and that 400 sentences, and you were able to learn them through this, you'd feel like you can speak a good Irish. And what you do, you take those sentences and you'd add another little bit on as well, and you can make a sentence. So when you're talking to a Gaeilge or someone who's interested in learning Irish also, or knows what you'd go talking about because they went to school in Irish and that, and they learned a bit, they would be happy and they'd understand what you're saying. I've often gone in just for the crack to shops and stuff and that, and spoke Gaeilge, just to see if people knew what I was talking about. Some of them do, some of them they'd say, huh, what, like that, and they'd end up apologising to you and that, and then you'd say, listen, don't be so down on yourself and that. I'm sure you have a lot more in your locker than what you think about. And then they all Irish is all about encouragement and that, it's all about encouraging people and that, and not letting them feel like they're not adequate in the less they know. It's all about encouraging and that. There's a lot of negativity towards the Irish, as it is by a lot of Irish people and that, but the re-emergence of the Irish language and that, learning and stuff, it's very popular with the youth now, and a big push with the youth as well and that. And also as well, there's a lot of immigrants that come to the country that they love Ireland, they love everything about it, they want to immerse themselves completely in the Irish language and stuff, and they want to learn as much as they can. And there's a lot of people out there, Nigerians, Africans, other African people from African nations, Russians, Ukrainians, Spanish Americans, that love the culture, love the language, and I know they're actually fluent in Irish now and that. So it's a language that's it's on the rise, I should say, and that a lot of people used to say, oh, it's a dead language, there's no point in talking about it, blah blah blah. It's like Latin, it's dead language. It's not. It's only dead if you don't talk it. It's like, it's only dead if you don't talk it. Like, I know a few Spanish phrases and stuff enough to welcome people. If I see some people and they come into my work area, I could welcome them and that, and I could ask them how they and I could have a few, and I'm still trying to learn a little bit of Spanish and that. So, and they appreciate me for speaking it back to me and that, like back to them and that. So it's all about having fun and learning that. And this book, you will get fun from even reading it and that. You'd be like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh wow, this is amazing, because she goes into different kind of she goes into different subjects as well within it. And it's great. You'll really learn a lot about Irish by the time you're finished. And that there's over, like I said, there's over 400 expressions, sentences, and this and that. So you'll be able to have a good proficiency of what the meaning is of it. And then the more you read up, the better you will become, and the more you'd want to read it. So I definitely 100% would recommend to go out there and buy this book. It's not that expensive actually in that. And I think it's gone over to the States there. Like I said, over the last 2 months it's been published over in the States. You can pick it up over in America as well, so any American viewers in there, look out for this book, Irish by Laura Pakenham. I'll put in the details and stuff, the description and stuff, and that, all Lauren's details. She's a like I said, she's a big into the TikTok and stuff. She was a great creator of TikTok videos to encourage people and that, breaking sentences down and it's, you know, telling some scale and that, you know, stories. And she's looking now, she's studying at the moment, she's in a university studying, and she's looking now to hopefully be the next weather girl as well, have an opportunity to be a weather girl and the national Irish language broadcasting station TG Cahir. I'll put all the links to this for you as well. And yeah, so I'm really happy that I'm grateful that she came in, she signed the copy for me and that. Got a million market, Laura. And I'm looking forward to keep on progressing with the Irish as well myself and that. So that's it from me, folks. I'll be back next week, hopefully be back next week, fingers crossed. I'm starting to get a little bit more time now. Just got a couple of videos that I want to, films that I want to review, and a couple of CDs and albums that I want to review also as well. I haven't been able to do for quite some time because I've been very busy in that. So that's it from me. Thank you for spending the guts of 11.5 minutes with me in that. I hope everyone's staying blessed, staying positive always and stuff and that. And that's it. Keep the peace, everyone. All the best. Bye bye.